Anja here, and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks. And today we are looking at the zigzag blanket. So over the course of another couple of videos, so there are 2 videos before this one, I explained to you how to make the zigzag, and then in the second video I explained to you how to make your zigzag straight at the edge. And so in this video I am going to explain how to do the border. Now I worked my way obviously all the way to the top of my blanket, and there, look, I also made these valleys. I filled them in and made them straight. But there is a different way of an edge here. So on this side, on the top, you will have a corner to do. And of course, I will explain that to you first before we get started on the actual border. So at the top of our blanket, we have this triangle here, which we have to fill in to create a nice corner. And so using your next color, you're going to go into the chain space here of the tip, which is the chain space that you've been going into for the other infills as well. And you're going to bring through the yarn and make a little chain here to attach it. There we go. Then we chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we turn. And now we'll be doing the clusters as usual, but we are going to be decreasing so that every little row we do here has less and less clusters. So the camel had 1, 2, 3, 4 clusters. So now I'm doing 3 and a double crochet into that end chain there. Chain 3, turn. And once again, we are going to be doing the clusters here and here. So reducing. So we have 2 clusters. And then already we are ready for that last double crochet. There we go. See, we're filling in our little corner. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. You turn. Now we only have a location for 1 cluster. So we do that, and then already we are ready for that double crochet on the side there. And now we are going to do 1, 2, 3 chains as usual. You turn, and there is no location for a cluster, but we do have the location for a double crochet. So that's what we do. We just do that double crochet. Now, here I always find those 3, that's just too much. So I'm just going to do 2 chains there and then my double crochet, and that's perfect. There we go, look, that's much better than the one with the 3 chains. So now that we have finished our corners and filled in our zigzags here, we are ready for the border. And I have chosen grey and white for a contrast in the border. So any border, we need to make sure that it doesn't become wavy. So I have some tips and tricks up my sleeve, which I used in previous videos and which I will be using here as well. So let's get started by making a slip knot. insert your hook, and I like to get started with a standing stitch, so that's why I use my slip knot already around my hook. I'm going to yarn it over because I'm going to be doing half double crochets. Now I am going to avoid doing double crochets, but the best thing to do really is to do single crochets, but I want to create a little bit of height without too many rows in my border here. So we are going to go for half double crochet. I think we can just get away with that. So I'm going to be placing my half double crochets around the chain spaces that we see on the side here. Now, as you know, these are made up of 3 chains. So I am going to put 2 half double crochets in each chain space. Why 2? Because that will just be enough for us to get away with that amount and for us not to have a wavy border. 3 would just be too much. So there we go. So I've placed my first half double crochets. There we go, see? You might think they look a little bit far apart, but I think it'll be okay. There we go, look. And if you can space them out like that everywhere, it should be fine. So here I am. I've made it to the corner. So I've placed my 2 everywhere and in the corner as well. So these 2 here, let me just try and scoot them over a little bit. They are for the side. Okay, so now I'm going to place my corner, and I'm not going to make my corner too big. So I'm just going to do 1 half double crochet, 2 chains, and then I turn and I do another half double crochet, and this has made my corner. And now, of course, again, I'm scooting this over because I have to do the 2 for the side. Let's have a look. I think that's fine. So we've created a corner and we've created sides. That's fine there. So now I'm going to continue placing my half double crochets along the side. And of course, we have got these chains on all our 4 sides of our blanket. So we are doing the same thing all around the blanket. And that helps, of course, to make sure that your border is uniform. There we go. So I will meet you now when you have done your first round of half double crochets all around your blanket and you are back where you started from. So I have made it all the way round. I've got 2 half double crochets here, 2 here, so it's time to do a slip stitch. And that first one sort of closes up for me, so I go under the next one and I close the round. There we go. So now I am going to do another round of half double crochet. So I'm going to chain up 2. And I am going to go under every V that I created in the previous round. Then when you get to the corner, you are going to do into that chain space that we made in the previous round. You're going to do a half double crochet, 2 chains and a half double crochet, and then you start doing your half double crochets again on the side. There we go. And of course, this is how you are going to go and do the whole round. I will see you when you get to the end of this round. So I'm just coming to the end of my half double crochet round here. I'm skipping the chain, going under this V here and doing a slip stitch to close the round. So I'm going to cut off this color because I am going to be using white now, just so that we have a nice contrast. So here it is. And the next sort of little pattern that we're going to do is going to require a multiple of 2. So I'm not really going to worry where I'm going to be starting. It's a multiple of 2. We can make do at the corners, okay? We can skip one or do an extra one or whatever we need to do to make it work out, right? And I'm just going to get started over here. I'm going to yarn over because I want to get started with a standing stitch, go under any V, and I am going to do a half finished double crochet. So I'm not going to pull through the last 2 loops. So then I yarn over and I start another double crochet again, but not finishing it properly, and another one. So now I have 4 loops on my hook. I yarn over and I pull through the 4 loops on my hook. So that has given me 1 V on top of my little bean that I've made here, which is made up of 3 double crochets together. So now I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to skip 1, and then in the next stitch I'm going to do the same thing. So 3 double crochets together. So that means you start 3 stitches, you do them half, and you keep the loops on your hook until you have 4 loops. Yarn over and you pull through the 4 loops on your hook, chain 1. So you're doing 3 double crochets finished together in every other stitch with a chain in between. So chain 1, skip 1, yarn over into the next V, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, stop there, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, stop there, yarn over, into the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 loops, yarn over and pull through the 4 loops on your hook, chain 1. And this is how you are going to continue all along your border. So this is what it looks like. I will meet you at the corner. So I've just done my last little chain after my bean, and really I should be placing another one here. It's not really a good location because then I have the 2 chains there. So really I could have skipped somewhere here. Maybe I could undo it and skip it. That's what I'm going to do. So really at the corner you just need to see what you are going to do. So I'm going to skip this one and I'm going to place my bean here, which in the whole scheme of things won't be that obvious in the end. So I've skipped an extra one there, I've done my chain, and now I am going to place a bean, 2 chains and a bean into my corner space. There we go. 2 chains for the corner and another one of those 3 double crochets together and pull it through, and a chain. What do you think? Yeah, I think this is okay corner wise. See, you're not going to see that you've skipped an extra one there, and it will be fine with the next row, I'm sure. So then here I am going to just start with skipping one here, and into the next one I'm going to do my 3 double crochets together. So really every corner is going to be a little bit of a, you know, looking at what you've got, where you can place things, but just try and make sure that you can put your 2 beans into the corner with 2 chains, and then make sure that these here tally up nicely, or nice enough, you know, with just skipping 1 extra stitch somewhere if you need to. So I will see you at the end of your round of beans. And I am just finishing my bean row here. Well, I keep calling them beans, but you know what I mean. And look at that, it works out. I have to say, all the other corners worked out. So, you know, with something that's just a repeat of 2, you know, it's worth taking the risk. Okay, so I've got to the end here. This one here, let's just have a look at it. Yeah, that first one seems to have closed. Let me just go under this. That might open up. I'm going to go under the next one. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure you do your slip stitch in a sensible place. That seemed to me the best place to do the slip stitch. Okay, we are now ready for another 2 rows of half double crochets. And I am going to use my grey again. I'm going to make my slip knot, insert the hook, and I am just simply, let me show you here so I can show you on the corner. I am just simply going to yarn over, ready for my half double crochet, go in between the beans here and do my half double crochet, and I'm going to place another one in between there. So to keep things simple, I am just going to be putting 2 half double crochets in between each bean. That opens them up a bit, and of course, you know, with the contrasting colors, that's going to look really, really nice. When you get to the corner, you do your 2 half double crochets for your side, and then I do a half double crochet, a chain, and then a half double crochet for my corner, and then I do my 2 half double crochets for the side in that same corner chain space. And look at that, I think that looks fine as a corner. It looks perfect. And then I'm just going to continue on the other side, of course. So once again, I am going to meet you at the end of this row. Oh my goodness, am I loving this border. It looks just stunning, I think. Right, so I have just made it to the end of this half double crochet row, 2 half double crochets in between every bean here, doing a slip stitch, and I am now just going to chain up 2, and I'm going to do a double crochet in each V around to make sure that basically I have sort of the same width of grey on this side as I have on that side. And I think, yeah, that looks perfect. I didn't want to use double crochets because, you know, they could make your work go wavy or make the border go wavy. Yes, of course, we have used double crochets in the beans, but I think that was okay to do. With that chain in between, it sort of eliminated any waviness. So now we're at the chain space, so I'm going to do 1/2 double crochet, 2 chains, and 1/2 double crochet into the chain space, and then off we go again, doing our 1/2 double crochets on the side, and just check your corner to see if you think it is pointy enough, and I think that's fine. So I will see you at the end of the round here. And I'm just finishing my round, and I have to say, oh my goodness, this border does look striking. There we go. So here we've got the last stitch. There's the chain coming out of that, skipping that, and I am doing a slip stitch in the next V. There we go. So all I have to do now is cut off and sew in that end, because I have sat down and sewn in all my ends last night, so that was good going. All I have to do is this one now. So yes, I am so pleased with this border. So this was a 3-part video series. We have made the body of the blanket in the first video. We straightened off the edges in a second video, and then here we have done the border in this last and third video. I hope you enjoyed this mini series. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!